Whew. Alright, doing this with this sore back. This is gonna be fun, standing in my recording booth alone in agony, but this is fine. Everything is fine. I clicked record already. Okay. Anyway, so as of recording this, Fantem's first video has already surpassed both of Rounderhouse's, so I guess people like Fantem more. Well, that works just fine for me. Welcome back to my series, SCP Author Spotlights. Today we continue on our discussion of a personal friend of mine, Fantem's work. Now, choosing my favorite Fantem article was... it was a bit of a challenge, because the best of her works are already super popular, and/or they're already part of her larger canon, Pitchhaven, or her new canon, Horror Blood, and as such, they don't quite fit the criteria that I've set up for this series. Thankfully, the first Fantem article that I've ever read is also still a personal favorite of mine, so it's not like I have to cheat or anything for this series. I've only been 3 authors in now, so it'd be really, really lame if I'm already breaking my rules. Thankfully, I don't have to do that. SCP-274 is my favorite article from Fantem, and it also fits in one of my favorite SCP genres, the predatory infection genre. The most notable example I can give you for a predatory infection SCP is one that you probably already heard of. It's SCP-610, Flesh That Hates. But Fern, you may ask, what is an SCP-274 infection? Well, first of all, this is just a recording. We're not having a conversation, and I'm not crazy. But it's important to keep in mind that SCP-274 doesn't infect people. Usually. It affects buildings. Okay, quick description overview here. SCP-274 is spray paint. When a building is infected with 274, it results in the outside of the building, except parts made of metal or glass or are horizontal, being completely covered in a large, usually disturbing graffiti mural. From there, the building becomes a living biological entity, and then... go read it yourself and find out. Again, that's the whole point of these series. I'm not the Exploring series, and I'm not the Vulcan. I'm just a funny idiot rambling about my favorite articles and my favorite authors in the hope that you are encouraged to go read them. That being said, this is now time for me to do my obligatory time padding straight from the article reading here, because I want you to hear the really cool descriptions for examples of buildings fully infected by 274. For example, the first one, 274-1, is painted to resemble a large bus with a number redacted on its side. The front of the bus has been replaced with a human-like face, and the back is on fire. Bus patrons all look towards the front of the bus and do not seem to react to the fire. The second one is painted to look as if it's crumbling apart. At the base, people are illustrated to be running away from 274-1-2, and a face can be seen forming from the falling rubble. The third one depicts a beach with 3 sharks in the water and several people running from the shore. This scene is illustrated behind a large cartoon tiki statue which makes up most of the front of the building. The fourth one illustrates what is presumed to be Noah's Ark at sea. The creatures boarding the Ark do not match any known species. The Ark is depicted to have a face with several sharp teeth and eyes devoid of pupils or irises. The fifth depicts several figures in level 3 biohazard suits at the base. Figures are seen fighting each other for what appears to be a bottle of hand sanitizer. This is pre-2020, so come on, that's pretty crazy. Several cadavers are piled up on top of one another in the background, with a large green cloud in the shape of a canine-like face emitting from them. This face is shown laughing, presumably at the people fighting. The sixth one is painted to resemble a mausoleum with a large human skull painted on its front. Illustrated at the base are figures suffering from advanced stages of rigor mortis. Most notable is that several figures appear to be wearing the standard issue tactical armor distributed by MTF Pi 1. The 7th is decorated with the face of MTF Pi 1 setting the building on fire through the use of a Molotov cocktail. A large depiction of the building can be seen attacking MTF Pi 1. And the 8th is mostly redacted. It's mostly redacted. It's still very cool. So why is SCP-274 my favorite Fantem article? Well, I chalk it up to 3 reasons. First, it was the very first article I've ever read by Fantem, and it was very early on in my SCP journey. So nostalgia is definitely a good factor here. Second, I've always been a big fan of graffiti art. The acts of protest and rebellion it always represented, the color and creativity that always is necessary to make it so beautiful. 274 is taking this amazing art form and making it into something sinister always stuck with me. The imagery evoked by the descriptions alone has always been enough for me to fully visualize what's being said without actually needing any pictures to do so. There were pictures in this article in the early days, but have since been removed because they weren't CC compliant. But the article doesn't actually suffer when the pictures are removed because the descriptions are vivid enough for you to picture it yourself. I've included those pictures in this video so you can see it, but when you go and read, you realize you're already seeing those pictures without actually seeing the pictures. That's how well written this is. And my third reason, it fits my favorite genre of SCP, the predatory infections. It's not just enough that the paint spreads from building to building, it's that it turns those buildings into living creatures, predators themselves, and it's just, for being Series 1, it's such an intriguing, interesting, and creative topic that I haven't seen anyone do even close to replicating properly. There is the graffiti owl, but that's the one entity. This is an infection of graffiti that then causes the buildings to eat people. Oh, that's so cool. SCP-274 is also just a really good example of a good Series 1 article. Those are more rare than you think. Everyone knows 682, 173, 049, 096. But that doesn't mean that those are good articles. 274 is a good Series 1 article, just like 610 is a good Series 1 article. They're rare, and I don't find it a coincidence that the 2 Series 1 articles that I point out that are good are both predatory infections. 274 is also a fantastic example of taking a mundane, normal thing and twisting it into something horrifying. We've seen buildings covered in graffiti and thought nothing of it, other than, if you have a mind like me, wow, that's some cool art. This takes it and goes, that building covered in art is alive and wants to eat me. It's brilliant and I love it. All that being said, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me ramble today. If you like my work, if you like what I do, drop me a like, put a comment down below, and please subscribe. I'm so close to 100 subscribers, and when I hit that milestone, I will be making a video discussing my favorite SCP canon, which also happens to be by Fantem, and it's Pitch Haven. If you are interested in that, if you want to know more about what is Pitch Haven, subscribe. Share this with a friend, help me get to 100 subscribers, and you will see what makes that canon so special to me. In the meantime, stick around as our journey through the SCP author base continues with, next up, the king of sarcasm, the body horror guru himself, Metaphysician. Metaphysician is an artist who has written some of the most influential articles on the site, who, if you've been around the SCP Wiki for a long time, you are going to know who Metaphysician is, and you're probably going to be a big fan of his. But his articles and the author himself doesn't get talked about enough as he deserves to be. So I hope with my videos that come out about him, give him the credits and the appreciation that he deserves. Thank you for listening to me today. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. You are loved, you are appreciated, and things do get better from here.